Kia ora koutou, ko kei taku ingoa no Waitaki ahau, hia kai ko ahau, kei New Zealand ahau e noho ana. Kia ora koutou. My name's Kate. I am the creator of A Shared Curiosity, and I thought I'd take the chance to introduce myself, talk a little bit about what I'm passionate about. Got three great passions. The first one is play, learning through play. I'm a primary school teacher, so I got introduced to play about 6 or 7 years ago now when I started off on my journey, questioning how I was teaching. I had a bunch of kids and they were sending out a pretty strong message saying, hey, Kate, what you're doing is not working for us and we want this. Thank goodness for those students. So they really just wanted to play. They wanted to goof around, they wanted to wrestle, they wanted to tumble, they wanted physical play, they wanted to work with each other, they wanted to be friends. And my environment wasn't working for them. It just wasn't. You know, I had tables and chairs, was handing out worksheets and praising them for them sitting quietly and doing their worksheets. I was doing all the usual things that teachers do because that's how we condition, that's what we're trained in. And yeah, I started to question it and I thought, okay, these kids are telling me something. I can't change them, so I can change me. What can I do? Someone mentioned to me something called play-based learning, and I was like, what? Well, I'd already started this thing called Discovery and was doing that once a week for 2 hours. I'm like, that's pretty much that all the time. So I went home and I researched and I found out everything that I could about play. I was looking at Karen Davis's research from Core Education. If you haven't looked at it, I thoroughly recommend. She did some case studies on some schools that started to use play in the classroom down in Christchurch. I was emailing Karen Davis at the time and asking for advice. I joined Tara O'Neill's Learning Through Play Facebook page and was chatting on there constantly. I was reading every article and every book that I could. I quickly discovered it along with education and went and did some of their training. And I was lucky enough to talk with the principal and the management to trial out using play in the classroom at school. It was a big year of trying things out and doing things, and it was really clunky that first year of seeing what works, throwing things out, kind of reviewing what I was doing and why I was doing it, and keeping the things that I felt comfortable with, and slowly kind of chipping away at things that I was like, why am I making these guys sit at tables? Slowly got rid of my tables. I left there and worked in early childhood for a little while. Man, that's like totally learning from the masters in play. They are incredible. And it was a really humbling experience. And I became passionate at that stage about something called the Pickler philosophy and how we treat kids, how we care for them. And I was really interested in getting rid of this relationship where the adult's up here and the child's down here. I really wanted to bring it down here. It's called kanahi te kanahi. Tamariki does a really great TED talk about it. I'll put the links in the show notes. And so, yeah, I hunted out an early childhood centre that followed the Pickler philosophy called Omarapati and called them up and said, hey, give me a job. And luckily I got one. So I worked part-time there and it was really beautiful. At the same time, with the play journey, what I see happen is teachers become extremely passionate about learning through play in their classroom, and then it gets to a point where it goes outside the classroom and they get equally passionate about getting kids outdoors. And for me, that happened at that stage. And so I contacted a company called Conscious Kids, started working for them, helped them open an outdoor program 1 day a week. So it was like a one-day school where kids came out of school 1 day a week and we played outside in nature all day, building huts, making forts, looking for fossils in the rocks, mudsliding, walking in the rain, digging, looking for crabs, going for bushwalks. It was very free play orientated, and it was a beautiful opportunity to work on kids' social and emotional skills. During that time, my doors got open. I did something called a startup weekend, which I thoroughly recommend if it comes up in your part of town. and I met a beautiful woman called Sabrina Nagel, and we got incorporated into a project, and she was wanting to start a school, and I was like, start a school? Who starts a school? Can you even start a school? But apparently you can. And so I got involved starting the school with Sabrina, and yeah, that was a tornado of action, movement, creation, seeing something go from an idea to being part of this incredible group. So much learning, being involved with the Ministry of Education, finding locations, writing prospectuses, writing protocols, getting enrollments, thinking about health and safety, buying resources, like, everything and everything you can think of to start a new school. And it was a beautiful community to work in because we were a non-hierarchical community, which meaning like kanohi to kanohi, we were all we all met here. There was no hierarchy. There was no one up here, and we all equally worked as hard. I taught there in that school for the first year of operation, and it was a big year of starting something fresh. And so it had been kind of 2.5 years of getting things up and running. And I got to my end of my time with Ako. I want to say I got burnt out. And I'm like, oh gosh, should I say burnt out? So I say burnt out, people are going to have this impression of me. But that was the reality. I got really burnt out, and it was kind of my health or staying at this beautiful school with this incredible community. And so I had to choose my health and choose my family. Luckily, the school's still running. It still has a beautiful whānau. I thoroughly recommend checking it out if you're interested in a school that's play-based, outdoor education, all about student agency, and has a really, really strong community. Then I would go check them out. And after that, I was like, right, okay, so I'm out here in the world and I've just walked away from this massive project that I helped create. How can I have more outreach? And so I started looking into a few different projects. I started working with Longworth Education. I'm one of their in-school coach. So I've actually just been there today. I've been out coaching schools, going into schools and helping teachers use play in the classroom. I love that job. I love working beside teachers. I love seeing what incredible things these teachers are doing in primary schools. They work so hard, and supporting them and kind of gently nudging them towards letting go of things that they hold on to, things that we kind of that are conditioned into us as teachers, and kind of just like, it depends on the teacher, but really just stand beside them as they go on this kind of learning journey. I also work with Anne Langist from Conscious Kids, and we do something called Junkie Monkeys, where we take large loose parts into school and kids get to play with them. Kind of operates as like a activity for the kids to do, but mainly it's almost like professional development for the teachers, because they get to see what loose parts are, they get to see a range of large loose parts, and they get to see how the kids are using them and how they're playing with them. And they also get to get some modelling of how we're dealing with social and emotional skills, what rules are we using, and that kind of thing, to make them feel a bit more comfortable using large loose parts outdoors. And then I had a crazy idea where I was like, right, I'm going to start a podcast. Got all these amazing contacts. I'd been working with a beautiful parenting coach at the time, looking at how I could help develop her program where she was coaching teachers around their well-being. And that kind of met a dead end where we were like, right, how do we get into this? And I was like, okay, well, I've got this idea of creating a podcast. Maybe I could just do it. So that's where it started. And I think through opening a school, I met an array of amazing and interesting people. And I like the coaching. I just love meeting people and interacting with them and finding out their stories and hearing about their journey and learning from them. So that's where Shared Curiosity started. Enjoy.